Vecna versus Demogorgon. Strange Things 4, Volume 1 has taken the lore of the Upside Down to a whole new level with the introduction of the deadly and incredibly powerful Vecna. For most of the first volume, Vecna's story wasn't known, even being named after a Dungeons & Dragons villain. But as his story was finally told, it was revealed just how dangerous he is to Hawkins and the world. But even though he's being considered the 5-star general to the Mind Flayer, isn't he just someone along the ranks of the Demogorgon? Or is he actually way above? Well, let's find out. Welcome back to Factaholic, and this is Vecna versus Demogorgon. So before we get into the comparison itself, let's understand what each of these monsters are all about. For starters, Vecna was once the human telekinetic known as 1/Henry Creel. Number 1 had long exhibited an evil repulsion against the human race, and Number 1 eventually massacred the Hawkins test subjects during their escape, which is why 11 banished 1 to the Upside Down. And it was there where he became a monstrous, corrupted creature after years of living under the realm's influence. As for the Demogorgon, it's a predatory creature originating from the Upside Down. Standing anywhere from 6 feet to 10 feet tall, the Demogorgon was the most terrifying creature to affect Hawkins in Season 1. Referred to simply as the Monster until Dustin and the gang came up with a name derived from the famed Dungeons & Dragons antagonist, it was unleashed when 11 accidentally opened the Upside Down with her mind. It's kind of like a demon whose face opens up and reveals a million zillion teeth, accompanied by a screeching roar. It's creepy stuff. Okay, now that we know a little bit about each of these scary monsters, let's get into the battle analysis and compare each of their powers and abilities. Starting first with Vecna, his abilities range from telepathy, mental manipulation, illusions, astral projection, pain inducement, psionic connection, psionic resistance, telekinesis, and even regenerative healing factor. In comparison, Season 1's main villain has quite a few interesting tricks up its sleeve too. These are interdimensional travel, superhuman strength, superhuman durability, telekinesis, blood detection, and also regenerative healing factor. So with all those stats up for display, it's pretty clear that the Vecna monster takes an upper hand. The Season 4 antagonist surely dominates over the Season 1 villain. However, having said that, Vecna does have a few glaring weaknesses too, and that can change up the fortune quite drastically. So let's take a look at what they are. First, it's exhaustion. It seems like excessive use of his psionic abilities without proper rest or treatment will result in deadly levels of fatigue and weariness. Next is music. Then it's Soteria, which is a scientific device of unknown technology that apparently neutralizes all forms of psychic energy. And finally, willpower. Psychics with a stronger force of will can overpower Henry and attack him with their own abilities. Now, those do make Vecna seem quite vulnerable, but in this case the Demogorgon can hardly take advantage or exploit any of his weaknesses. Had it been another psychic or any other enemy of a higher capability, Vecna would have been dead meat with such potent weaknesses. With all that being said, let's sum it up and give you a proper, clear-cut understanding of just how overpowered the Vecna monster is. So, like I mentioned in the intro itself, that Vecna is being considered the 5-star general to the Mind Flayer, but having said that, it's possible that Vecna isn't just another soldier in the massive creature's war, but the true leader all along. It's also essential that the Mind Flayer hasn't been mentioned since its defeat in Stranger Things 3. So if we go by that pattern, the Demogorgon is just another pawn in Vecna's empire. Plus, considering how powerful Vecna is, the idea of not sending him before the Mind Flayer was a strategic disadvantage in an invasion, meaning Vecna may have been the true leader all along. The Mind Flayer may appear like the true enemy to fear, but it could also be yet another avatar for Vecna. Since he can't physically cross over into the surface world, Vecna has sent soldiers to do his bidding. Therefore, the Mind Flayer, which had similar powers to Vecna as well, may have been a body for him to pilot and cause as much damage as possible so that he could more easily take over. What that simply means is that Vecna is simply overpowered, and the Demogorgon is just another minion at his command. Vecna wins. And with that, we've come to the end of this video too. We hope that you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Now, if you want to keep watching more videos like these, do consider hitting that subscribe button and smash that like button as well. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.